So today's tech tip is about Google Classroom. We had an introduction on November 29th if you want to check that out, and that's how to create a class and everything. I'll be talking a little bit about that, but I encourage you to try Google Classroom at least once in your classroom this year. So if you go to the Apps Launcher after you've logged in and you just scroll down until you find Classroom. If you can't find it, you can just type in classroom.google.com. So these are the classes that I'm part of. But what you can do is just add a new class. The first tip that I have, though, is to make sure that you keep a consistent naming convention. So maybe you want the year and the class that it is. You can add a section and you can add a subject, but the naming will make it much easier for you to find your classes as you add these. Now remember that you can always add more classes for your class. If you teach an elementary class and you want to have 3 reading groups or 3 math groups or how many ever, you can create those. So we can just say group A. And then I'm going ahead and create that class. So you can add your students here and invite your students, but you don't need to, and I'm going to show you how to do that here in just a little bit. This is the class code, and I'm going to actually log in as a student here in a little bit and get these assignments. So most of the places where you want to work is on your stream. So the next tip that I have is you can create some templates. I'm going to create an assignment. And so I created this assignment for 3rd grade, and it was called Space. And it is really helpful to write very detailed instructions. And the reason, that is my tip number 4, it's very detailed instructions because this can actually serve as your absence record. So if you have students that are absent, you don't have to go through a file cabinet and find their worksheets or whatever. You can find the assignments right here if you've got the detailed instructions. So if they're sick, they can just check that at home. They can get their instructions and they can do the assignments at home. So I can assign this, but now what I'd like to do is add a link to here. So I'm going to click on the link. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to click a template that I created. So I'm going to go to my drive and I'm going to find the template called Space. So I'm going to add that to my assignment. Now here is the important part. This is my tip number 2. If you want them, they can view the file and then they could have the model for their own, or you can come down here and you can have them edit the file. However, that just means that each student will be able to edit that same document. Or what I like the best is make a copy for each student. So if you put in here, make a copy for each student, there you go, and now you've got that assignment. So now I'm going to go ahead and put a link in here. So I'm going to put the link to the, let's see, it's Space, oh no wait, Planets for Kids, this website. So I'm going to copy this link here and I'm going to add it right there. I'm going to add that link. And then lastly, I'm going to go ahead and put another Google Doc in here because once the kids are finished, here's some things that they can do while they're waiting. So let me see if I can find my drive. And here it is, Space Links. Now this one, I'm going to leave it as view file because I don't want them to edit it, but I want them to be able to see this. So I'm going to go ahead and assign that. So now I'm differentiating for another class, and I would like to reuse the same assignment. So what I can do is I can go to another class. So I'll go back to my classes. I'll go to Gunnison Elementary, open this class, and now instead of adding an assignment, I'm going to reuse a post. So I'll come here and I'll go right here to my social studies class, and then I can add that one right there, reuse. And I can create new copies of all my attachments, and I can assign this assignment again, which I'm not going to actually do, but you can do that. So that is my tip number 3. You can use these. So let's say you have your whole classroom put your resources on there from this year. Next year, you can reuse some of your posts. Now, your classes won't be exactly the same, so once you put the post in, then once it's in your class, you can edit it again. So let me go back one more place because I'd like to show you a couple more things. So the other thing that I really like is if I go ahead here and I want to edit my assignment and I want to put a due date in here. So let's go ahead and put February 17th, and I'm going to save that. And it's taken a few minutes for it to save. What this does is it will also create a your calendar. So you can also look at your calendar. Well, that's actually your assignments. Let me go back to my calendar, sorry. So if I come here to About, I can click right here and open in Google Calendar. And along with all the other calendars that I have, you'll see that it created a 7th hour social studies assignment page. And so there it is, there's my assignment. The last thing that I do want to show you though is a lot of people don't like this feature, but it actually helps organize everything. But when students turn things in from your classroom, it automatically organizes it. So it creates a folder. You don't have to do this. And then all of my classes are here. And then if I open this, there's my space. And I can come back here to my templates. And all my stuff is saved. So I actually had some students do this. And here are all of their assignments. Now there's say copy because I actually had to make a copy instead of the copy, have me making the copy for them. But all of their assignments are in that folder, and so it doesn't glut up your drive with a bunch of extra stuff. They're very easy to find. You can find them in your drive. So hopefully you'll try out Google Classroom.